How are you?
I'm great.
That's
I
awesome.
am really happy to be active again in seeing patients indoors and on the telehealth. So it's good that people are becoming more active. I wanted to cover this topic because it's one that's near to, and dear to your heart. It's about leadership.
That's what I'm talking about. I absolutely love leadership. So is it just leadership or what else are we going to be talking
It's
about?
red flags of abuse in leadership.
Oh, now, you know this is my topic because I can't stand when leaders abuse their followers. But let me do this first because I want people to get an understanding of what we talk about when we talk about leadership. People sometimes think that leadership is just divine osmosis and just you're just born a natural born leader. Not true. There are definitely skills you can learn because the people that typically they say are natural born leaders but don't have skills, they are the ones who tend to abuse their power and abuse their followers.
Well, sometimes it's actually strategic. That's the kind that really concerns me more than anything. It's a learned strategy.
Well, I want to show you all this clip from Remember the Titans, the movie, and just kind of show you what we're going to be dealing with. Check this out.
I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them, pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I give a hoot about you? Huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste? You the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a
you
job.
You been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Red better? Because they have not blocked for him or for Plug Nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays, yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team? What team? No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Woo! What did you think about that?
Attitude
Reflects leadership.
Yeah.
So I know we got to get into this, but if you haven't seen the old, and I'm going to say it's a classic, Remember the Titans, you have to see this because in this part, these two guys will ultimately turn out to be friends, but this was a time when segregation and racial stuff was at its height, and they were integrating schools, and these two guys were the leaders from their respective schools, but they just kind of mushed them together, which Denzel Washington plays the coach along with another couple of white coaches, and now it's like two black coaches, two white coaches, and they are having tension. So that tension is trickling down, and then there's even some abuse that's going on by those who don't want to exhibit the right leadership. So these two guys here, Dr. Gina, are having it out. And then he says probably the most monumental line that I've used in leadership training. And he said, attitude reflects leadership.
The thing about that, though, is
that's crazy.
Attitude reflects whatever kind of leadership there is.
All right.
So,
that's nice.
Yeah. So the thing is, there's a lot of styles of leadership.
Right.
Some use power and control. Some use more cooperative. Some use incentive. But this time, we're going to talk about the red flags of abuse in leadership.
Now, I like that because, like I told you at the beginning, I don't like people to abuse other people. So give us what you got. Because
well, how this came about is the other day I do a lot of work with domestic violence and power and control dynamics, so it's sort of running through a quick list of abusive patterns that you can see. Mm-hmm. Now, what abusive patterns do is conglomerately, where they're all start happening more and more of them, is it actually causes a brainwashing.
Oh, wow. Oh,
and
wow.
So,
that's good.
I was dealing with some people making inferences like, why do people stay in this position, like in domestic violence? Or why do people follow people that are abusive?
Ooh! When you get through hearing these things she's going to run down, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to spot abuse in leadership, even right now in society. How about that?
Yes.
So let's give
like,
us some
I
lists.
like that. All right, so giving mixed messages, where a person says something and they say it very adamantly, and you dialogue with them, and all of a sudden they change that message, and you feel confused. Like, what is the real message? So that becomes a point of confusion. So what abuse does oftentimes is it creates a vulnerability of the mind, where the mind is kind of not having, in the Bible it says, let a double-minded man not think they'll receive anything from God, because a double-minded man is what? Unstable
in all
their ways. So what abuse does is it creates mental instability and uncertainty.
Wow.
Okay, so the next one is denying that something was actually said, even if you have evidence.
Oh, we're not gonna go there, but you got this thing loaded up in here. Denying something was said, even though the people have evidence. I think they also call that gaslighting too.
Yes, that can be gaslighting too. Gaslighting kind of covers a variety of
things, but that's a good example when, like, people will say, I remember this. People used to say if they caught their husbands doing something wrong, and the wife would say, "I saw you with that woman," and then the husband would be like, "That wasn't me." What do you mean that wasn't you? I know what you look like. Did you say anything to me? No. Did I see you? I don't think so. Then it wasn't me.
Yeah, so making you feel off balance. Like,
yes.
Am I the crazy?
Even though you got evidence, even though you saw them, even though you probably been married to them for years, and you're like, I knew it was you. I looked you in your eyeballs. You didn't see me, but I could see you.
Yeah.
Or oh my gosh.
Even phone call recordings.
Oh my gosh.
Messages.
Don't go there. Don't go there. What's something else? Come on.
Blaming others for their mistakes. That can be in thousands of ways.
Thousands of ways.
Yes, but that is very classic. So
oh my gosh.
People in general, they like to see both sides. So if you do something wrong and you say, but if you wouldn't have done that, then I wouldn't have done that.
That's the blame game.
It's a blame game. So that's a distraction, and how to get a person off balance and begin to doubt themselves.
Wow.
Or doubt someone else.
Wow. What else?
The word catastrophizing, that means that they make a big issue about another theme as a diversion from the main issue.
Oh my gosh. Say that one more time.
Okay.
Because I don't think people count the... No. Say that and then really put some meat on that. Because you talked about diversion. Go ahead.
Okay, so they make a big deal. They catastrophize another issue or theme as a diversion from the main issue. So, like an example in a family situation is like, you haven't come home for, 2 weeks for dinner, and I've had it ready. And then it's like, you always serve that food on that damn paper plate. Like, I can't stand eating on paper plates. Do you know how terrible that is?
Right.
And so then the woman's feeling guilty. She makes food on paper plates.
Right. But that's not really the issue.
That's not really the issue.
Oh my gosh, I got to tell you this story. So when I was in college, in grad school, they gave us, you may know what it's called. It's not gaslighting, but it was like this kid who was a straight A student, go to college for the first year. She's partying and everything, and she's got like C's for the first time, and her parents are paying all this money. And she was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get home, because they're going to be absolutely mad at me because... and so she said, wait a minute. What was that stuff we was learning in psychology? She learned a variation of what you're talking about. So she went home and she said, Mom, I need to talk to you and Dad real quick. And she said, oh my gosh, what's wrong, baby? She said, well, while I was in college, I contracted something. And her mom's like, oh my God. And she's like, and on top of that, I got pregnant. And then her mom was like, oh no, it's real bad. And she said, and I got like some C's in class. And then she was like, oh my God, this is the worst ever. She's like, waited till it kind of marinated in her parents. And she said, I'm just joking, but I did get a C in class. And her mom's like, oh, thank God you're not pregnant and you didn't contract anything. The whole point was never to talk about pregnancy. It was diverting from the real situation. Oh, this is dope. Go ahead and go on.
So, strong-arming in the areas that they control.
Wow.
So, in an area that they are the dominant, they don't allow any leverage of anybody else, and really no one can do anything about it.
Man, that's crazy. Strong-arming. Talk to us about what strong-arming is, because I really believe there's a lot of people out there. And let me tell you all something. When you hear strong-arming, do not think that that's a male just messing with some type of woman, or someone stronger messing with somebody that's physically less strong, not stronger than them, because it's mental. It's not physical. Now, it can be physical, but the strong-arming you're talking about is what?
Well, strong-arming, like, if you're the primary bread earner,
right?
A strong-arming would be like not allowing the person to buy what they want to buy because you're the one that's the money earner, so you're strong-arming.
Exactly. And how do people do that? They do it all the time in negotiations.
Yeah, sure.
If you have more leverage and somebody else has less leverage, a lot of people tend to strong arm by holding that power stance over their head and say, you better do this or you don't get.
That's right, or you can't get
exactly
what you want because
I
have
gosh.
the power of the greater thing.
Okay, Dr. Gina, I know you got a whole list of them. I want her to give us one more, and we're going to have to wrap up. And we're going to come back with a part 2, because this right here is good stuff. The red flags of abuse in leadership. Give us one more.
I think the one I want to give is isolating people from others who think differently.
You know what they call that on the internet? Echo chambers. When you put something out there and you're looking for something, and then the internet just kept giving it back to you, giving it back to you, giving it back to you. And I heard someone say this on the news the other day. They said the echo chambers that I had got into, it said it starts giving me feedback loops of the stuff that I thought that I wanted to hear. And they said, and before too long, I kept hearing only the same stuff over and over again. And it isolated me from other opinions, other perspectives, and everything. And then they said, and then I was trapped. And I was only able to come out of that, which you know this, is when I allowed somebody to tell me something different.
Yes.
Because other than that, I wouldn't. And I screen that one out.
Yeah, so it's difficult when you keep hearing the same thing from the same people, and the people you entrust or who have power over you basically inhibit you or indirectly threaten you to not listen to the other stuff or not go and hear other people's opinions, because then somehow you're affecting your allegiance with them.
Man, Dr. Gina, this is so rich. Hey, listen, you all. You need to listen to this. Go back, look at these points that she was talking about, okay? Because that we've talked about, but she's the expert on this. I'm an expert on leadership, but she's the expert on the psychological warfare, because that's what it is. It's psychological warfare, but it's coming from the leadership. Oh, man, we're going to come back with a part 2. We got to wrap this up. But thank you, Dr. Gina, for inviting me to come back again. You know, we used to have so much fun doing Happy, Healthy, Crazy. But thank you for coming. Thank you for inviting me back in. Look, I'm so flushed that I don't know what to say, because, you know, this is my stuff.
I like it. Thanks.
All right.
See you.
Have a great time. Talk to you later. Bye.